We are in Martinique, in the French West Indies, in the Caribbean. The island is confronted to a sanitary scandal yet, which doesn't seem to make much noise.
The French government knew that there was a problem. The bakers, the plantation owners knew that the pesticide was extremely dangerous.
A pesticide first called Chlordécone had been spread over the farmlands for more than 30 years, causing dramatic impacts. The pesticide had been used to stop an invasion of leaf-eating insects in the banana plantations. We have met Raphaël Confiant, who's denounced the scandal in a book co-written with an ecologist, Jean-Louis Boutrin, entitled Chronicle of an Announced Poisoning. Raphaël Confiant is a writer, a poet, and the creator of the concept of creolity. He is one of the pioneers of the awareness-raising of the problem of the chlordécone in Martinique. He is now the Dean of the Faculty of Art and Humanities at the University of the French West Indies. He agreed to answer our questions and tells us why he's written this book.
If Boutrin and I hadn't written this book, probably people will still use chlordécone. I think that people didn't realize the importance of the problem. Boutrin and I published our book in February 2007. During the 30 years before the publication of our books, nobody spoke about chlordécone. You find chlordécone even in the milk of cows, in the milk of pregnant women. That is everywhere.
The pesticide was manufactured in the small town of Hopewell, in the state of Virginia, in the United States, but it was mainly commercialized in South America and Africa. In 1976, the factory exploded and the substance was banned. However, 30 years later, it was still used in France, precisely in Martinique.
The people who worked in the plantation are poor people. The one who knew the importance of chlordécone was the French authorities and the bakers. But the majority of the population ignored the problem. And in 2007, we told the fishermen, we told them, you know that the sea is polluted and that one day French authorities will not allow you to fish anymore. And they started to laugh at us 3 years after French authorities decided to stop fishing in several spots in Martinique. So it is the whole country that is affected by this phenomenon.
Chlordécone, the same product, was renamed Chlordécone, then Chlordécone. It was only in 2002, when kilos of sweet potatoes from the Antilles entered the French territory, that the authorities discovered it was contaminated. Destroyed and banned, the government prohibited the consumption of these vegetables in France but not in Martinique.
And it is sad to say that our land is polluted and that we cannot eat what we plant. It is very painful. You won't find a spring water plant in Costa Rica or in Colombia so close from banana plantations. The difference is that these countries are much bigger than us, so the effect of pollution are less important.
People were still poisoning themselves because nobody was aware of the bad quality of the local vegetables. They were still on the markets, poisoning thousands of inhabitants.
Even when the state decided to stop the production of chlordécone, they allowed Martinicans and Guadeloupean planters to use it.
Some scientific inquiries led by the professor Dominique Belpomme have shown the links between the use of the pesticide and the cancer toll in the island.
They had noticed that in the region of Martinique, where you have a lot of banana plantation, the importance of cancer was somewhat strange. You have much more cancers in the northeast part of Martinique than in the south of Martinique, where you don't have banana plantations.
400,000 inhabitants, 1,000 prostate cancer per year. The reason of such a dramatic level of cancer is the chlordécone. Other investigations were financed by the French Minister of Agriculture with a huge amount of money, 30,000 euros.
Almost 70% of our soil is polluted. The problem is to use the money to find solution, scientific solution. But you cannot decide to find a solution like that. It takes time. What do we do before we find the solution? Shall we live in this country? The French government has no answer for that.
Although the issue is known by now, some campaigns have been launched to incite people eating local food.
It is not spectacular. You don't see the consequences as if you have an earthquake or a tsunami. But it is more dangerous. The whole country is nowadays polluted for the next 150 years.
The root of the problem is here. In the banana plantations, the lands are polluted. Some farmers use the same land to plant other vegetables than bananas. In fact, inquiries are not compulsory at all. The only way out to this problem seems to be eating Martinican less and less, or acting as if nobody knows. As you see, damages are incommensurable.
Our adversary told us, oh, you're talking about this Chlordécone because you want to destroy the agriculture, you want to destroy the economy of Martinique. We do not want to do that. We have to say the truth to the population.